Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. Before we get started, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is every Tuesday. This is an Nespresso-centric channel, so we deal with Nespresso on the original line and the Vertuo line. So if that interests you, and we do some unboxings every now and again. So if that interests you, make sure that you subscribe and stick around for future videos. This week marks a start of something new. Hopefully, if all goes well, the audio sounds better. We have a field recorder now that we're using to pick up the audio via this lapel. It should help balance out the loud and the soft spots, make it easier to understand me when I'm talking quieter, and also curtail some of those loud spots. So if the audio sounds better this week, then the field recorder worked. If it doesn't, then I'm relying on the audio that the camera is picking up, which could be like it was 6-8 months ago. So we'll see how it goes. So we had a winner from last week. They spotted the correct change. Half the bottles disappeared of the syrup bottles, and then they came back. So that was kind of fun. And that will mark the last of those types of giveaways. We will start a brand new giveaway style contest in August. So our first video that lands in August, I'll lay out the details of that. It should be easier to follow. Hopefully it makes more sense. You won't be looking for something, you will be listening for something. There's a hint for what's to come. Last week we did Esperanza de Colombia. And I wanted to follow up this week with exactly the same thing. Esperanza de Colombia. And the reason I'm doing it is I posted a question, should we revisit stuff? Should we redo stuff? Resounding, 100% yes. Some of you said, hey, you should compare it to the Esperanza de Colombia for the Vertuo line. So I thought, you know what? We took off, went to Scottsdale this weekend and wandered around. I'm happy to say that it's actually a better experience this week. You weren't stuck at the door. They still are limiting how many people can kind of come in and go out. But with that being said, the gentleman at the front just wrote on a piece of paper what you wanted. He had some nice cards there with pictures of all their coffee. He wrote what you wanted. And then when somebody came out, they opened up the door, you went in, you handed off the card, and the lady rang it up, and it was wonderful. So it kind of gave you a little bit of the boutique experience minus the coffee tasting and the idle chat, but it's somewhat getting back to normal. At least you kind of, I don't know, I enjoyed it more, so that was nice. Hey, without further ado, let's take a look at this week's attraction. It is Esperanza de Colombia. All right, so they say it's intensity 3. It's a full 7.77 ounce cup of coffee. That's pretty light. Intensity 3, 7.77 ounces. Last week it was Esperanza de Colombia, but it was a shot. And remember I stated it tasted like a cup of coffee. It was level 5. This, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Aromatic profile, rounded and beautifully balanced. The coffee boasts an aromatic bouquet of yellow fruits with a delicate hint of cereal notes. I believe that is exactly what it was last week. I don't think we have anything different. Let's take a look. 50 years of conflict, processing. They say here, the results didn't wait long. Esperanza de Colombia is a rich and balanced Arabica with fine acidity and a delicate flutter of fruit. So we're literally looking at a repeat of last week, 2 levels lower in intensity, but basically the same flavor. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing because it's basically what they said last week. So let's take a look at the pods. Pretty much identical to last year's and last week, just a larger pod. We got the words, you can actually read them because you got a little more surface there. Colombia, it's kind of a black pod with purple lettering. No labeling on the bottom. Yellow fruits again. Balanced. Esperanza de Colombia. Let's go brew a cup. Esperanza de Colombia for the Vertuo Line, round one. Let's get this shot going here. It's an 8-ounce cup. It didn't have much of an aroma while we were brewing it. Almost like a woody smoky smell to it. Huh. Well, let's go give it a taste. If I can, fold in a little bit of this crema. It's got a decent amount for the coffee. I didn't see any separation, so I don't think it has much for oil again in it. Level 3, I'm not really expecting that. It's always just a pleasant surprise when it has it. Esperanza de Colombia for the Vertuo Line. Let's give it a taste. Ooh. That's not bad. That smoky, boy, what? They don't describe that in there, and yet it's got a fruity? They said fruity, didn't they? I just looked really quick. They are not, what I'm tasting is not what they're describing here. It's pretty, it's very, very light. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of light coffees, although them rating it at level 3, I would say it's more like last week's level 5. It doesn't seem, I mean, color-wise, it doesn't seem like level 3. Taste-wise, for intensity, it doesn't seem like level 3. It's got just a, they say fruity. I am not tasting a fruity note in there. It almost has like a, hang on a minute, let me get some of this crema worked in there again real good. It's almost got like a smoky kind of, that's very, very different. They described fruit. Last week, I thought I tasted almost like a grapefruit in it. This one, I'm really not. Boy, if the fruit's in there, it is very, very, very mild. It, to me, almost has like a smoky, they talk about balanced. This one to me, because it's a cup of coffee, this one to me tastes balanced. So if you're looking for the acidity, very, very low, there's no oil to speak of. So it's got kind of that watery, quick flavor and gone thing. Not typically the thing I drink, but I find the coffee itself very pleasant. If somebody handed you this cup of coffee and you were just going to drink it with almost anything, you were just going to have it for breakfast, or you were going to have it in the evening, maybe with a nice, I think this would honestly go really, really good with like some kind of ice cream. It's a very, very mild, non-acidic, lightweight, but well-flavored coffee. It's got a little bit of a tang that kind of goes over, if I had to describe it, almost like half of the front of my tongue gets a little bit of a tang, but it's not enough to actually call it a fruit flavor. It's just got kind of a little bit of a light smoky flavor. Overall, it's honestly pretty good. Yeah, it's got just a weird bit of a tang, but I'm not sure what I'm actually tasting there. I'm kind of curious. We're gonna go round 2, but I'm gonna go a different direction with this one. Even though it's not, they don't mention it here, but we're gonna head this direction. So round 2, let's go brew another cup. Off camera, kind of between this, I had my wife taste it and she thought, yes, this is a dessert coffee. So I think we're gonna head a little different direction with this. I have our standard 20-ounce cup. So I filled it up probably a good 75% with ice. Let's get this brewed on here. I want it to melt down the ice. While that's brewing, I'm gonna add in just a little bit of milk. We got, oh, I love that. I love it when you get the layers. It's almost like we got like a milk layer sitting here, then a I don't know, almost like the coffee layer, and then it's getting lighter, and then a crema layer. Very cool. Let's go over and give it a taste. Let's give it a little stir. For the milk, about probably 3 ounces, not much in there. Esperanza de Colombia for the Vertuo Line with about 3 ounces of milk, iced. Let's give this a taste. Oh, there we go. I think I had to kind of wash the old coffee out of my mouth. One more little taste here. That's not bad as an iced coffee with a little bit of milk. I'm kind of curious if it would have done... Give me a second. I'm going to add in a little bit of French vanilla into this. It's a bigger cup, so I'm going to go 2 pumps on it. That didn't quite play out the way I thought it would. Give it 2 more pumps. Just kind of gets lost in there. Adds a little bit of a sweet touch to it, but yeah, I don't think vanilla is quite the way to go on this one, but I do want to try it just as a straight iced coffee now because I'm wondering if it would do better just on its own. So let's go round 3. Let's go brew another cup. All right, we're gonna go round 3. We still have our standard 20-ounce cup. As close as I could on the ice. Looks close, about the same, other than the milk's missing off the bottom. Let's go give it a taste. Okay, I'm just gonna stir it up again just to get it cooled off all the way through. Esperanza de Colombia, iced for the Vertuo Line. Let's give it a taste. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Wow. That's got a very good flavor all by itself. Wow. So, as strange as this might sound, it actually has, as a hot coffee, it was good. It was good, but the flavor profile that this has, this is substantially more powerful as a cup of coffee or a cup of iced coffee than this was. I thought it might get diluted because of the ice. This was okay. It was an okay flavor. I tried to kick it up a little bit with the vanilla. I'm not sure that's the right flavor for it. But this, as a straight iced coffee, yeah, that, whatever that slight tinge was, I wouldn't have described it as fruit, but it was there. That's kind of just gone, and that woody, smoky kind of, I can describe it. The best description I have for it is it has a smoky but balanced, just good cup of coffee taste. Level 3? Man, this just tastes way stronger than level 3 to me. I'm thinking more like, honestly, it's stronger than the espresso last week. For me, it's easily level 5 moving into level 6. Yeah, this is very, 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 very good just by itself. I'm still kind of curious if, man, that's just, I think I'm going to leave it alone right there, just as it is, and call it. Yeah. Let's take a look at what they're doing here. Reviving Origins, Esperanza de Colombia. It is $1.50 a pod. It's an Espresso exclusives. So we have to go back to $1.50 a pod. So they are commanding a decent premium on it. Not the highest, not the lowest. Kind of actually right in the middle. We have $2 Hawaii Kona pods. We have our normal $1.10 pods. This one's hitting right in the middle. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. I think for something different, for a different flavor, for a extremely good, balanced cup of coffee, this is a nice option. $1.50 a pod. I wish it was more around the $1.20 mark. I think that would be fair. So $1.50 a pod, yeah, this is good. As a cup of coffee, it was good. It was well balanced. I don't know that whatever the yellow fruits are, I don't know that I tasted that in there, but the flavor was very, very good. With over ice and with milk, about 3 ounces of milk, we tried it with a little addition of 2 shots of vanilla. Literally couldn't taste it. The vanilla, upped it to 4 shots. It added a little bit of a sweet touch to it, but really didn't lend itself or bring out anything. As an iced coffee, that was really, had a great flavor. So I think if you're inclined to do an iced coffee, this would be a great pod to grab and just try for something different, something pleasant. It's got a little bit of a different profile than some of the other ones that are their actual iced coffee ones, but it is really, really good. So I think we'll call this one a win. Hey, that wraps it up. Hopefully starting next week. I want to say this. So I was thinking, do we want to change over to, I usually tell you if it's a purchase or if I would pass. Do we want to change over to like a, like I give this one 5 pods, I give this one 3 pods, I give this one 1 pod. Some of them where I would normally have said pass, I would just say this gets 1 pod. The ones that I really, really like this one, I would say would be like a 4. Some of the other ones that, like the Australian flat white from last summer, that would have been 5 pods. Kind of giving you an idea of, I liked it, but at what level did I like it? So do we want, going forward, do we want to rate it on a 1 to 5 pod scale? So 5 pods being the best, and scaling back on down to 1 pod being most, I mean, it would basically represent a pass, but instead of saying pass, I would just say I'll give this a 1 pod. If you guys like that idea, drop some comments down below. We can definitely move that direction. If not, we'll just stick with the pass or purchase format that we've done, but I thought, hey, maybe that would be better. It's a purchase, but how far? Purchase level 3, purchase level 4 pods. Where is it as a purchase? I think I can be better descriptive by giving it a pod rating. If you don't feel that way and you just want to know, is it good enough to buy or not good enough to buy, we'll just stick with the pass or purchase. Hey, that wraps it up. That brings us to a close of another video. I thank you so much for your time again. And to all of my patrons, we picked up another patron over the week. I thank you so much. Some of you have actually modified your contributions. That's amazing. I can't say enough. I hope I never let you down. I hope that this channel continues to be what you want it to be. And I want it to grow with us as we grow and as we revisit coffees and we maybe change our mind on what we thought. I hope that it continues to be what you want. And with that all being said, if you would like to see something, please drop your comments down below. It can be for the Vertuo line or the original line. I'll do my level best to get it out to you. And if you would like to support the channel, join us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/IPON70. It's the same as the YouTube channel, and you can support the channel that way. Until next week with another coffee video, have a great rest of your day.